Hello again, YouTubers. This is my Axio SCX10, and I've had a lot of people doubt that it costs $2,000 to get, almost $2,000 to get it where it sits right now. And so for those doubters, I'm going to go through the list. As you can see right there, if you add up all the parts that I've put into this, including the vehicle, $1,707.95, and that doesn't include the Vanquish axles, Rock Jock axles, both front. So I'll have four-wheel steering. I haven't installed those yet, so that brings the total actually over $2,000. Those parts are in storage right now because I don't run this and I don't want to install something, especially something I'm considering selling, because I have to drive over 100 miles just for events to do this, because I live in a military town where there is very little to do. So I'm going to get started. The vehicle itself is the Axio Dodge Ram Power Wagon. Everybody knows this very well. It's the extended chassis version. The vehicle itself, $385. So that's just the vehicle. So I'm going to take the top off so I can get to all the internals, all the extra parts. Okay, Atomic RC alloy steering link up front. That part right there. And that. And the Savox servo I don't have on here at the moment because I haven't been using it, so I put it in something else. So that steering link's $15. Titanium link set, $79.99. The bias battery isn't in here right now because last time I took it out I went rock crawling and a bigger battery isn't best. I'm going to put the receiver box in the back and the battery back up front, so I'll have all the weight up front, but the tires are weighted with 2 ounces of lead apiece, so as you can see there's a lot of flex. So back to it. Ridgeline Bumper set wide, $32.73. A thicker alloy motor plate was $15.35. Aluminum transfer case, $36.99. Hot Racing lift drop kit, these parts right here. Where was I? That's my puppy wanting to get up on a bed. $26.87. And you got to remember, this is all without tax. Most of it. Complete extra axle drive shaft kit, $41.24. G-Made G-Air system. That's these rims. I have different tires on, and I'll get to those. The G-Air system is $97.99 without tax. Robinson Racing spur gear, $26.39. Robinson Racing idler gear, $12.99. Robinson Racing diff gear hardened one piece, $33.95. I also have the entire Axio gear set that I put on before I got the Robinson Racing gears. That was $34.93. First motor that I bought for this, so I'm going to include everything in this. It was actually, I bought a Sidewinder SV3 short course truck kit, but I'm just putting the motor in. So the motor by itself is $127.50 without tax. Custom 130 millimeter shocks, $64.95. Mamba Max Pro, $115.94. Installed motor, which is the motor in it right now, Rock 412 1200 kV. You can see that right there, the 1200 kV version. 167.26 MIP axles. I only have the MIP in the rear because you can see how extreme my drive shaft angles are. I'm waiting patiently for the parts for the SCX10 2.0 to come out so I can get the better lower transfer case so my drive shaft angles won't be as extreme. But I have an MIP in the back and a RC four-wheel drive Punisher in the front, because the Punisher can take a more extreme angle. You can see that it has a more extreme angle that it has to go through because it's a shorter distance from the transfer case in the front to the front axle. So like I said, the motor was $167.26, MIP axle $69.95. That was the kit. Bumper mount kit, because the Power Wagon version does not come with bumpers. So if you want bumpers, you're going to have to get this kit. It comes from Axial. It's only $24.95. 27 some I'm missing. Oh yeah, the tires, which are the Proline Super Swampers, were 27.16 for two, so you got to double that, and so that's 54.32. RC four-wheel drive Punisher drive shafts, 25.54 times 2, because I got 2 just in case. Aluminum front knuckles, $14.35. Aluminum rear lockouts, $12.99. Spectrum receiver, which is what's installed, was $49.50 through Dollar Hobbies. It's the I don't know why I opted out for the AVC version, because this is never going to see enough speed where that's needed, or jumps, but I still put that in. I bought a Savox SC025, actually 2 Savox SC0251, because I pretty much have everything to install four-wheel steering. I just have to get a few extra pieces for the rear drive shaft. So I didn't get the waterproof receivers, spectrums, because I can waterproof myself with the conformal coating, and if you know how to waterproof a servo, it's always cheaper to get a non-waterproof servo and waterproof it yourself. That was $37.95 times 2. Aluminum shock mounts, these right here. It less flex in the suspension. That was, let me get back to it, $22.84. And this is without the Vanquish products that I have in storage. I have the Vanquish Rock Jock front axles. I have front axles for front and rear, so I will have four-wheel steering. And that's basically it. So for all those who say that, oh, I didn't spend that much money on this, I'm actually being a little generous, because if you were to add all that stuff up, it comes to $1,707.95 without tax or shipping. Because where I live, there are not a lot of hobby stores. If I would have driven to Kennesaw, Georgia to get this stuff every time, I would have put in gas, because that's what it costs to build this. But I didn't, so I have I installed the entire 4-link system up front as well, instead of just the 3-link. I don't like the 3-link setup. I have 4-link setup all around. The parts left are I'm gonna have to get some aluminum rock sliders, aluminum skid plate. It actually doesn't have a lot of time on it, as you can see. I mean, there's a couple scuffs and scratches, but it's lifted so high because of the tires and the lift kit that I have on it that it rarely gets bound up from things. I didn't include the connector because that's only $5. The stop Tamiya, however the hell you want to pronounce it, is not good enough for me. I always go with XT60s for 10th scale vehicles. They allow a constant 60 amps and burst, I believe, up to 100, 120 amps. I'm thinking about going up to the XT90s just for extra security. There's some parts you can't see, like the spur gear, the Robinson Racing gears. They're all inside this and behind this shroud. I wasn't gonna remove all that. You can see the Mamba Max Pro right here. It's waterproofed. The Tekin Rock 412, it's waterproofed because you have to waterproof the sensor board. The only part that I still need to waterproof is the I'm gonna have to take the receiver out of the receiver box, and I'm probably just gonna toss the receiver box and mount the receiver somewhere on here and move the battery up front, so I'll have less clutter, basically, because it is sort of cluttered. But for those who think that I have not put $2,000 into this vehicle, if you were to add up that $1,707 and then add 7% sales tax, you would come out above $2,000. I'll actually do it right now. It actually came to $1,707.95. So we're going to go to where's calculator? So calculator, real calc. So 1,707.95 times, you want to include the 1,707, so you're going to multiply it times 1.07. So that's not only the 1,700, the 1 represents the 1,707.95, and the 0.07 represents tax in the state of Georgia. And equal 1,827. Okay, so I was still even a little short, but I just rounded up 2K because, hell, that's a lot of stuff, and I'm not even including the Vanquish parts that I have for it that are not installed. A lot of parts that I have for it that aren't installed at the moment. One part that I didn't even include is the I can't remember the aluminum servo horn. That was, I believe, between $10 and $15, but I mean, hell, that really doesn't matter. But a lot of people said that, oh, you got ripped off and all this stuff. Well, no, if you actually sit down and realize the only stock parts on this vehicle are the frame braces, the receiver box, the frames themselves, which I'm going to change those out for boxed frames, hopefully. For a boxed frame, completely boxed. I'm going to get metal, like I said, metal rock sliders, metal skid plate, of course, better bumpers, because these are plastic. I'm going to have to get a, I'm going to be getting a winch for it, of course. I'm actually thinking about possibly even elongating it and making it a 6x6. So that would be a fun little thing to do to make it even longer and even more expensive, because I'd have to buy even more parts, more shock mounts, more shocks themselves. These aren't just regular any shocks. These are some custom made. I had these custom made. I can't even remember the name of the damn company. It was some foreign name company, but they're 130 millimeters. They're internally sprung. They have internal springs. The turnbuckle ends actually come with even longer, so I can bring them up to about 145 millimeters. But that's how I reached basically 2,000. I'll bring it down to 1.75K because that's how much I've spent on it. And now you've seen the list. I've read the list off. I've added everything up. Well, actually, it's 1.827K. That's how much it is. So, for anyone who thinks that I got ripped off, no, I didn't, because a lot of the things I didn't even have to pay for shipping. Got a lot of it through Amazon Prime. So, I mean, hell, if you want to add that in, that's another $99 for Amazon Prime. 2-day shipping. So, that's it for this video. Got any questions, comments? Again, down below. Like I said, in other videos, I was going to start making more videos, and this is one of the first. I just wanted to show that I'm not lying about how much this vehicle costs. This is what this costs to get it where it sits right now, and to get it where I want it to sit, it's probably going to cost about another $500. So I'm actually going to exceed $2,000. I especially want the chassis mounted servo, the better transfer case, to make it so the damn to make it so the drive shaft angles aren't so severe. I mean, they're pretty damn extreme. I wish they came out with some type of drive shaft that was similar to what they have on full-size four-wheel drive vehicles, where there is a double U-joint on each end to allow up to 45 degrees of angle in it. A lot of people, I will say, a lot of people have problems when mounting these rims, and they have air leaks. The tires that come with it, the beads aren't all that thick, and it's hard to get them to seal. Basically, you have to take your time, and then what I did was I got a bowl of water, I submerged them, and then I pumped them up as high. I mean, I pumped them up until the tires swelled. I still need to tape these tires some, so they're not so pliable, especially the sidewalls, because I don't like just how squishy they are. And even if I blow them up, they're going to blow up like damn balloons. There's no foam inside these. All it is air. That's what this little nipple right here is. You take this out, you put in the little pump, and you can just on the fly, you can change the air pressure just by stopping, taking that out, put in the pump it up, go for a trail riding, and then you can air them down real quick and go rock crawling. That's what I love about these G-made rims. The only thing I don't like is they're plastic. So that is one of the biggest problems with them. If they were to make these metal, they would own the 2.2 tire market, because the air system is absolutely ingenious, and it allows you to, like I said, change the stiffness of your tire without having to take the bead locks off, taking the tire off, changing out the foams, and having to have all different thicknesses of foams, closed cell. You got so many different types of foams. If you're looking for speed with this, which I don't know why you would want speed with a vehicle like this, you could get some non-growth foams. But I still do have the stock tires. I bought the axial bead locks, and they have the foams and the regular tires, and they're better for crawling. These are really good to grab stuff and to pull it up. It can climb a 60% incline with no problem. I have to set a 100% drag brake because it It likes to roll back, of course, but with a 100% drag brake, I have no problem at all. So that's it for this video, and like usual, peace, and I'll be back.